So you're thinking about moving to Aurora, Colorado, but you're not exactly sure what it's all about or its overall vibe. Well, in this video, we're going to take you to 3 different properties and 3 different price points to see what might fit in your budget. We'll also hit some stops along the way to show you some fun things to do inside and out. And with that, we'll get started right now. My name's Adam. The team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you, looking to make a move to Colorado, Aurora, and the surrounding areas. Right now I'm actually in the Cherry Creek State Park. It's a massive park. It does cost $11 to get in a day. The reason being is they've got this off-leash dog park. I mean, I can't even see the end of it right here. They've got a reservoir, 850-acre reservoir where you can boat, jet ski, fish, paddleboard, and the park itself is 4,200 acres. Tons of trails. This one obviously is a dirt trail. They've got biking trails that's paved, so on and so forth. Luckily, there is a program, Keep Colorado Wild. You can do a one-time payment when you register your vehicle, and it gets you free access to all the state parks. The nice ranger at the stand showed me that I did opt into that. It was $29 for the year, so it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, it's a gorgeous day out today, and I chose Cherry Creek State Park as a place to start, just to kind of highlight one of the many outdoor activities that you can do here in Aurora. Aurora is the second largest city in Colorado in terms of population, and it's pretty much takes up the southeast corner of the entire metro area. When I say metro area, there's like 7 cities that surround Denver making up the metro area, Denver metro area, Aurora being one of them. And because it's on the southeast side, there's a lot of plains out to the east, which means a lot of development going on. One of the largest master plan communities right now, the Aurora Highlands, is about year 5 of 20 in development. So there's a lot going on out there. Again, this is Cherry Creek State Park. Got the reservoir there. Cherry Creek High School, one of the best high schools in the state, just on the other side of the park. We got 225, which is one of the few interstate highways here in Colorado, but luckily there's a light rail that follows that as well, which will get you out to the airport and into downtown going the other way. So great location in Aurora. Prices are a little less because of the expansion. A lot more inventory over here on this side of town. So what I'll do is wrap up here. Looks like we might have some rain coming in. It's a gorgeous day regardless. It's not 90 degrees, which is great. So I'll jump in the truck and we'll get after some of those first houses. All right, guys, so we made it to our first property here. It's actually just on the north side of Cherry Creek State Park, which is across the street of South Parker Road here. Chose this one. It's a townhome, but it's got great value, listed at $435,000, 3 bed, 3 bath, and a little over 2,300 square foot, which puts our price per square foot at about $187, $188, which again, as I mentioned in the opener, Aurora is a little less expensive because there's a little bit more inventory here in this part of town. You know, with that said, it's got a lot of space, very tall ceilings, 2-car garage, small backyard area, nice hardwood floors. But again, at $435,000, that price per square foot is right where we want to see it, actually under $200. On average, $300 a square foot in the Denver metro area is where I like to get my clients in at. So it's a real bargain here. Nice, really nice townhome. I mean, they've got lots of green spaces here. Looks like a lot of dog owners because they've got pooper scooper bags and things like that. They're doing some landscape work right now, so it's really well upkept. Only a couple off-street parking spots because everyone's got a 2-car garage. And again, it's right across the street from Cherry Creek State Park. So at $435,000, it's actually a really good deal. HOA is really low, and location really can't be beat for Aurora. South Parker Road, it's one of the main thoroughfares that'll get you right into Denver. The 9-mile light rail station is in walking distance, so you could even jump on a light rail, go catch a Rockies game, or shoot out to the airport, not have to worry about paying for an Uber or paying for parking. So what I'll do is wrap up here, drive around the neighborhood a little bit, and then we'll head on over to our next house. Alright guys, so we've made it over to our second house. Drove about 5 miles east from the last house. Aurora, as I mentioned, is the second largest city in population, but it does have a pretty big footprint. But this second house here was built in 2010, listed at $649,999, so we'll round up to $650. It's got 4 beds, 2.5 baths, and just about 2,100 square feet. Now I mentioned we drove about 5 miles from Cherry Creek State Park where that first house was and the opener. But if you get to know Colorado, you'll find out really quickly that there are parks everywhere. I mean, I'm talking everywhere. Case in point, this particular house sits on open space. Actually, it backs up to the open space behind it. Dedicated open space, which means no one's going to be building anything behind you ever, which is great. And we'll throw some pictures up so you can see what that looks like from behind. The neighborhood itself, extremely quiet. Everything is so well kept. These roads are nice and wide. I mean, there aren't, one car just drove by, but I mean, I've been here for a couple minutes and a car hasn't come by at all. So this house has nice open concept. Look through some of the furniture. It's a little older furniture, but like I said, nice front porch, opens up to open space, which is great. Get your sunrises, so that's the east over there. You can sit on the back porch and have yourself a nice cup of coffee and get your morning started right. Again, it's a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, about 2,100 square feet. So that puts our price per square foot at just over $300 a foot, right at $310. So kind of in that sweet spot like we've been talking about. Newer home, lots of space, and a premium lot. And by that I just mean, ideal because it backs up to open space. No one's going to be building a home back there ever. It's protected. So you'll find a lot of that here in Aurora, in Denver, and in the surrounding areas. So I'll go ahead, wrap up here. We'll drive around the neighborhood so you can get an idea of the rest of the homes. But like I said, it's a quiet neighborhood, nice, well kept, newer, just 13 years old, this whole subdivision out here. And as I mentioned, they keep building farther and farther east. So we'll take a look at the rest of the neighborhood and wrap it up. Alright guys, so we're over here at our third house. We actually came all the way to the north side of Aurora. I know we started at Cherry Creek State Park for the first property in the intro. Went east all the way to the second property. Now we've gone all the way north. As I've mentioned, Aurora's got a really big footprint, and right now we're in the Central Park area of Aurora, just kind of on the cusp of the city limit for here and Denver, just a little bit farther west. You can see this house is on a quiet street. Got a trail over here. You probably could see the mountains back there. It's a little hazy after the rain, but wanted to stop here because these houses are part of some of the newer developments that have been popping up here in Aurora. This house here was built in 2018, so it's dialed in, turnkey, ready to go right when you move in. It's got 5 beds, 4 baths, listed at $799,000. So that'll put our price per square foot just about $257, $258, somewhere right around there. So we're under that $300 foot kind of threshold that I'd like to see for my clients at least. And you know, as you can see, all these houses in this neighborhood are basically brand new, right? 2018, about 5 years old at this point. Modern homes on this part of the area. If you move a little west, kind of more, I want to say traditional, but not as modern, let's just say that. You know, all of these homes are fairly big, which means that price per square foot comes down, and there's not really yards to them. As I've mentioned before, Colorado's a dry place, so these new developments are really cutting back on the amount of yard that you have to hopefully cut back on the amount of water that's needed to be used. This house, again, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's tall ceilings, modern touches, nice finishes, and because it was built in 2018. So it's Central Park. Just north of here is a huge park that they built this whole community around. Tons of trails. You can take you to the Fitzsimmons kind of medical center. They built a new VA hospital over there. It's got the light rail right there, so you can jump on and get out to the airport, or you can take it west and get into downtown Denver. I-70's right there, so that's east and west. You can get up to the mountains that way, so easy access to the highways, easy commute to things. And you know, after this we'll probably head over to the Stanley marketplace. Just to wrap it up, I want to show you guys that. It's a cool spot. We've got like 50 different restaurants and shops and all kinds of things in there to do, inside and outside. I know we visited there on many occasions, so there's lots of things to do here. You can jump on one of these mini trails and just ride your bike there, or walk, so you don't necessarily need you know, a car as transportation. But you can see in these master communities, you know, they've built it with parking in the back, right? So here's kind of an alleyway to the entrance to get to the back side of all these houses, where your garage is going to be located. So it makes it really clean in the front. Everything's on the back side, so it's just more convenient that way. So what I'll do is wrap up here. We'll drive around this neighborhood, maybe show you Central Park and some of the other properties that are in this neighborhood. Again, this kind of pocket is more modern and contemporary versus some of the others, so I'll try to highlight some of the others too, but they're all nice big new houses. And at $799, again, this puts us at $257 a square foot, which is a good baseline. Remember, we're trying to stay under 300 to get more bang for your buck. So I will wrap up here. We'll drive around that neighborhood and we'll get after it right now. Alright guys, so we've made it over to the Stanley marketplace. I specifically chose this day to film because I know they don't open until tomorrow. At least many of the shops in here, they're getting prepped for the weekend. This is just one entrance. This is the west entrance. We've got a Sweet Cow ice cream shop. We've got a restaurant over there. Cool spots just to get your food. It's almost like a food hall. But with more than just food. I mean, we've seen plays here at the Stanley marketplace. I know they've got a huge greenhouse in the back. I mean, there's dentist's office. There's all kinds of stuff in here. So I want to just go inside, just walk around a little bit so you can get an idea. I mean, because people come here from all over, not just Aurora, Westminster, Denver, Lakewood, all over the Denver metro area. People come here to have a good time. So let's check it out. That's just a taste of what's going on here. This is one of my favorite stores, board game store. So you can find all kinds of cool board games in there. Right now we're on the second level. First level, a lot more shops, restaurants, cool, unique eateries. Up here, there's some more co-working space. You'll find folks actually work here in offices, side-by-side salons like this here. So again, lots of stuff going on in the Stanley marketplace. Somewhere fun to come, weekday or a weekend. So you know, we toured 3 houses today in 3 different price points to try to see what fit in your budget. Again, whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead, find our contact information below and reach out. Hit that subscribe button and tap that bell so you'll be notified when we put out new videos every week, just like this. For now, I think I'm gonna grab myself a taco at Comida, and until next time, hopefully we'll see you around town.